Okay, good evening everyone. Bruchim Habaim. We are continuing the halachot of Yom Tov. We talked last time about the special day, that any special day in the Jewish calendar has its own light aura that comes back every year. So you can imagine what kind of light we have on the light of Shavuot and the day of Shavuot. It's a time that need to be with the joy, or to do joyful activities. Some of it is within the Kiddush, in the Kiddush, while we do Kiddush. So the variety of food that we have is fine, but what type of food? And the halacha says, one should make efforts to bring to the table a beef, meat, because people get excited for meat. You can have nice meat, steak, whatever. It makes you happy. Don't be afraid to spend money for the holidays. God provides and God brings. God says, Shabbat, holidays, your money you give to Ohev Israel and your children for studying Torah, Hashem gives back. Amen. This is guaranteed. Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyo b'dvoro. Amen. Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyo b'dvoro. Amen. So this year also will be for Ilui Nishmat, what's the name of the lady? Barbara Bat Teresa. And also for Pe'erli Bat Rivka Ve'ayala Rivka Bat Nadra. It says that it's a mitzvah. Listen to this, it's a mitzvah. Imagine to yourself, you enjoy, you have fun, and you get a mitzvah for it. People mistakenly think that it's only when, mitzvah is something hard to do. Right. It's making a lot of effort. Hey, you enjoy singing, drinking, eating, and you get mitzvah for it. You imagine that? On the contrary, if you eat and drink without brachot, it's an averah. Doing the same actions can lead you to a grave sin. It says in the beginning of the book of Mesilat Yesharim, which is the path of the righteous, the just, by the Ramchal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Lutzato. He said in the first chapter that he asked a question, what's the duty or what's one's role in this world? And he says you have to bonen, you have to look and le'amet, and to find the truth, to find how you look at the reality. What does that mean? For example, there is a group of people walking by the cemetery. They're looking at the cemetery, and one thinks to himself, just remember about a relative that passed away, is to be buried. Makes him sad, makes him upset. The other one, look, he says, well, you know what? Funeral, it's a great income. Can make you good money. The third guy thinks, actually we can make, there should be here a tunnel. It'll be easy access to this place. The other one thinks it should be a road from here and there. There's the same group of people seeing the same thing, different thought, different methods, different way of thinking. Why? How is it possible? Why not all of them thought about the same thing? A different nature, different people. The Talmud says, "Keshem sheparzufehem shonim," same as their faces are different, the faces of people are different. De'otehem shonot, their ideas, their way of thinking are different. So first you need to explore of what is my purpose in this world, and what am I focusing? How do I see reality? Some see a group of people and think about, this is a bunch of people here, we can make mincha in Arabit, tefillah with a minyan. Another thing says, I can do kindness here. A lot of mitzvot. The other thing says, it's a group of people, I can make some money over here. What can I sell? What can I do? The other one thing, I can trick them, I can do some fun things. People see reality in different ways. Right. And what's important is how God expect us to see reality. Through the eyes, through the glasses of Torah. It's the only way to see reality. So if you stray away, you can always come back to the path, because God give us a manual, give us guidance. Right. See, a bunch of people had a great feast, get a great meal on the festival of Shavuot. 2 families. They spend the same amount of money. They have the same table. You know what? They bought from the same catering. Let's make it more interesting. Both same catering, same type of food. One gonna get a mitzvah, the other family gonna get great avera. Why? It's all kosher food. Yeah, but you're eating only for the sake of the stomach and drinking and cursing and talking about stupid things on the table, desecrating the holiday in Hashem's name. Wow. The other family eating the same food, but do some singing, blessing before, blessing after, educating their children. Not only they enjoy the meal and the atmosphere, the spirit of the holiday, they received a great mitzvah and reward that they can get some benefit out of it this world and the next world. Wow. So which group you want to be with? And how do we know what to do? This is why we study the halakha. Okay, the halakha will teach you, holiday comes, make efforts. Buy red meat. What if I can't? I don't stand it. It's not mandatory. It's a recommendation. The halakha says, it is a mitzvah to eat beef or mutton to fulfill the precept of acting with joy. Did we discuss this? No. Joy on the festival. Joy can be expressed only through enjoying beef or mutton, meat. Even so, if someone cannot eat it for health concerns or because of the lack of proper kosher standards, he may make do with fowl, with birds, with chicken. Okay?
Man.
Often I hear people says, what's going to be a kiddush? No, I don't think I have time. You know, we're studying at 11:45. By the time I get home, I'm going to grab something, do kiddush, sandwich, when I'm coming home. Big mistake. Kiddush with Saudah. There's time for everything. It's time for eating, it's time for kiddush, time for Birkat Hamazon, time for learning. Nothing should be at the expense of the other mitzvah. Wow. One mitzvah has its own safe zone area, time. Right. Okay? King Solomon says, time for war, time for peace. Time for this, time for that. Okay, should make time for everything. Right? I'm sorry?
It's not for time for sandwiches. Shabbat Kiddush is not?
Exactly, and when you're making a mitzvah, you do 2 mitzvot. First, the mitzvah you do, and secondly, you make Hashem's happy. It's another mitzvah. When you do avera, you do 2 averot. The avera itself, and you make Hashem's upset and sad. Okay, you should think about that. It is likewise a mitzvah to drink wine to celebrate the Yom Tov. It doesn't mean that you need to bring bottles of wine and drink the whole bottle. You know your level. You know that there is a Torah learning that night. So, drink a little bit. You can't drink grape juice. It's going to make you sleepy. This is not a good idea. Drink a little bit, and the idea is to remain awake. We'll read in a minute what's the reward one get when he stay awake whole night. It's unbelievable. It's important to avoid festival frivolity. Okay? Frivolity, I guess it's laughter and being lightheaded and stuff like that, right? מה? תביא את זה לבעלת הבית. זה יפה. For that, you can bring, maybe just put on a small plate and the rest keep for you. For that is not what it meant by the mitzvah of being joyful on the festival. We were commanded to be joyful in a manner that enhances our service of our Creator. Okay? Get you anything? Take some. Yeah, you can sit here. Okay? Now, the next halakha will teach you very important thing, especially the women, pay attention. if it's a mitzvah to be joyful during the holiday. Wife, I'm not being chauvinist, but I'm just saying that's what happened actually at many houses. The wife stays home and she bakes and she cuts and she makes all the food. It's a hard work. What type of a joy she will have in the holiday if she works so hard? It is likewise a mitzvah to bring joy to the woman in the household by purchasing clothing and jewelry for them.
And the credit card.
Also, it is a mitzvah to bring joy to the children by giving them sweets and treats to enjoy.
Yeah.
So, depends on the kid's age. Your wife, you know what she likes, you get her. If she doesn't like what you buy, give her the money. She knows what to do, trust me. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. I'm just skip the next halacha. I'm just going to read briefly. It's mandatory to eat bread. So don't forget to say Ya'aleh v'yavo in the Birkat HaMazon. And we're saying She'echayanu in the Kiddush. We already discussed that. In case you messed it up in the Birkat HaMazon, in every Siddur you have an instruction how to fix it. We're not going to go through it right now. Okay? Now, what's about studying at night? Is it mitzvah for men and a woman, only men, only woman? Is it mandatory, is obligation? What if a woman wants to join? What to study, how long, and why we even studying? That's going to be our next discussion. So, Torah studying on the night of Shavuot. This is the topic. This is Siman 494. The common custom throughout all communities is to remain awake through the night of Shavuot and to study Torah without interruption until dawn. Why? This custom is based on the passage in the Holy Zohar on Parashat Emor. It's on page 98. There, the pious, it says, and according pious of earlier times did not sleep at all during the night of Shavuot. They remained awake and engaged in Torah study throughout the night. They will say, and I quote, "Come, let us take possession of the holy tradition for the sake and for our sake and for the sake of our children in both worlds." By studying Torah, it's a great benefit to you and to your children, to your family, this world and the next world. Remember, doing a mitzvah, you gain benefits. A little bit here and much more, and all of it, and the majority of it, in the next world. The blessed Holy One will bless them with 70 blessings and grant them crumbs from the supernal world above. Okay, what does that says about? Also, it says in the preface of the Zohar, in the Heavenly Chronicles, the blessed Holy One will bless them with 70 blessings and so forth and so forth. Okay. Many commentators suggested that although God told the people of Israel when He was going to give them the Torah, they slept through the night until the blessed Holy One had to awaken them with cracks of thunders that preceded His appearance on Mount Sinai. It's a shame. The next day we're supposed to receive the Torah and you go to sleep? How you can sleep? When you have a flight, 5 o'clock in the morning, you don't go to sleep. You barely go to sleep. We must rectify that error by remaining awake the entire night and studying, by studying the Torah. Hashem chooses you among millions of people, thousands and thousands of communities and nations. Pick up the smallest nation in the world. He picked on you. The creator of the world picked on you. He got you out of Egypt after 10 commandments, split the sea for you. He changed the nature for you. For what? To receive the Torah. You are the children of Hashem, and what do? You go to sleep.
What was the explanation for them, Noel?
I don't want to say bad things about the people of Israel, but it looks like a little bit that they were a little bit careless. They didn't understand the concept as was accepted from them, what they're about to receive. They were not excited enough. I can say on their behalf that maybe they didn't know what they're about to get. You know?
I think so.
And I will explain what I'm saying.
Not understanding.
The capacity
How do we
is
know
not there
that?
yet.
How do we know that? When do we do? We're celebrating receiving the Torah. Celebrating receiving the Torah on Simchat Torah.
Right.
Simchat Torah is in the month of Tishrei.
Right.
When do you receive the Torah? On Sivan. Correct?
Right.
Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul, Tishrei. 5 months
A
later.
lot of time passed.
5 months later,
Yeah.
when you give me a gift, it's for the birthday. A birthday I celebrate the day I'm born, not 5 months later. Why are you celebrating now Bar Mitzvah? You had Bar Mitzvah 5 months ago. It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to have Simchat Torah and Shavuot. Why are we celebrating 5 months later? We were happy in Shavuot that we received the Torah. But we really understand the value of it when we learn it, when we follow it. It took us a few months to comprehend and to understand what we have in our hands.
It's a lot.
You couldn't wait till the next cycle to go to Shavuot immediately on, the holidays of Sukkot, where everybody united together with Arbat Aminim, all together, the Lulav, the Etrog. And that special holiday, we have the same date, the same time, we have Simchat Torah. The same month that's full with Simcha and joy, Rosh Hashanah, and Kippur, and Sukkot, and Simchat Torah. Okay? This is when we celebrate the receiving the Torah. Ken, Michael?
Why do we celebrate every year for?
Very good. Do you have birthday party? Why do you celebrate every year?
I don't know.
Why people celebrate every anniversary?
Another year.
Every year you celebrate birthday. Why? To appreciate what you have. To say Hashem, thank you. Once a year, at least once a year. We say to Hashem, thank you every morning for giving us the Torah. But at least once a year, make a celebration. And every time, we're studying the same Torah every year. We're studying the Torah every year. But every time we're studying Torah, even if we study it every day, you learn something new. So it's as if you just got it. Every year is as if we got it today. That's the idea behind it. Comprende? Next. So there is different kind of customs. What to study during the night till dawn. So some were studying the Tikkun, some studying Talmud, some Midrash, some the Megillat Ruth, the scroll of Ruth. Doesn't matter. The custom in many communities is study the Tikkun. For some people, it's a little bit boring, just sitting down and reading, which is it's in a level of Kabbalah. If it's boring for you, that's fine. Study something that you like. It's customary to study mitzvot, the mitzvot of the Torah. I'm thinking this year also, I've done it I think last year or 2 years ago. It's also a mitzvah to study the mitzvot of the Torah. We'll take a selective mitzvot from the Sefer HaChinuch, and we're studying them. The mitzvot, some of them you never heard in your life before. Try to focus on this mitzvot, and we'll try to explain what this mitzvot means. I hope you have Sefer HaChinuch here in English. Wow, we have to get it in English. We have to get it before the Hag. It's a must. This book, it's mandatory in every house. Sefer HaChinuch. No, Ruth. It's called Sefer HaChinuch. Explain every mitzvah in the Torah.
No, I don't know.
Okay, I should get this one in English. So I should find someone. I'm gonna get it fast. Okay. Listen to this. What's going to be the benefit for someone that's studying Torah? Mark it on your heart, what I'm saying right now. Write it down and put it on your bulletin board at home, in office, or on your refrigerator. The Arizal taught in the book called Sha'ar Kavanot, page 89a. Be aware that anyone who remains awake the entire night, I'm not talking about awake drinking and smoking outside of the synagogue or at home reading a novel.
Watching videos.
Chas v'sholom, watching a video, this is against you're transgressing the holiday. But the purpose of staying awake is studying Torah. Okay, entire night without sleeping, even for a moment, and spends the entire night studying Torah without wasting even a moment, can be assured, I didn't say that, the Arizal said that he will survive the coming year and suffer no losses. This is based on the words of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai himself in his preface to Bereshit. That's what the Ari brings it, quote from the Shimon. All right. One's life for the coming year depends on this night. For if someone does not sleep at all on this night, then most certainly he will not die during that year. This is why our title for this shiur is a segula, a merit.
Stay alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive. What's the remedy of
Staying awake.
staying awake? Alive.
You stay alive.
Again, no losses. So
Right.
our editor, Jesse, will add this title later on to this. Okay. Yes. Sefer HaChinuch. Very good.
Yeah.
There's different types there, but I guess this one is good. Yes. Oh, it's very cheap. I feel it's very good. I have two of them in the Bet Knesset, but they're in Ivrit. They are in English, so with Hashem we can use it. In the Bet Knesset, that's great. Okay, Yafeh. Any questions so far? During that night, according to the Kabbalah, you should not study Mishnah. No Mishnayot. Next. Is it mandatory is it this mitzvah? No, I don't say mandatory. It's for men or women? Question. Neria.
Why can't you study Mishnayot at night? While you study? Why can't you study Mishnayot?
Why you're not supposed to study Mishnah?
Yeah.
You wanted to ask something before, I just mentioned that.
I know. Oh, before that? No, I got the answer. You said the answer.
Okay. According to the Kabbalah, one must not study Mishnah during the night. You have a long explanation, but I don't want to get into it. The Hida brings an explanation why we want to focus on not the oral Torah, more on the written Torah, and then extra time we spend with oral Torah, because we receive the written and then the oral. We're spending actually together. Okay, this cannot be written without oral or without written Torah. But the focus should be first on the written Torah. This is why we have in the Tikkun, we have the written Torah, and then next is come the oral Torah, which is very important, but the halacha want to teach you the focus should be at first, at least, studying the obligation, the mitzvot, and of course, everything is oral Torah, even the Sefer HaChinuch that I mentioned, it's oral Torah. He talks about, gives you the mitzvah, which is written, and the oral, explain that.
How come it's not the common rule that we can only study written Torah during the day? And
It is. Focus should be during the day, and during the night should not studying written Torah, but oral
we're
Torah.
going to be studying
This is why we have this special halacha. This night,
only this night.
yeah, this night. Good. Okay. You know what? Maybe I think it's worth it to read the explanation. It's worth it to read the explanation why we're not supposed to study Mishnah. I didn't want to spend time on that, but I'm a little bit hoarse. I have much to read. Maybe you read it out loud quickly. Can you read this? Sorry, I didn't do it.
I did.
Read it out loud. בבקשה. 62.
This is the ruling of Harav Hida in Sefer Lev David, chapter 31. And this is a common custom in Yerushalayim and Hebron. The custom of Ashkenazi Jew is to study Mishnah during the night, as testified by Shene Luchot Aberet et Sefer Yosef Ometz Yutzpah, number 852.
Okay.
Although the famous episode of Maram Harav Yosef Karo and his disciples, where the angel revealed himself to them according to while they were studying Mishnah, as recounted in the preface to the section. The custom of Sephardic Jew is to later time is the refrain from studying Mishnah. This is the testimony of Ben Ishai, Parashat Bamidbar, Halacha 4. The Moed Leuchot Chai, 8:13, and responsa of Yabia Omer, volume 6, OH 30, verse 3. Maram Rishon Letzion commented, Alechot Olam, volume 2, page 4, that although the famous incidents where the angel visited and spoke to the Maran and his colleagues occurred while they were studying the Mishnah, this was apparently the practice up until the Arizal taught the secrets of the Torah that were newly revealed to him. After he taught that it is improper to study Mishnah during that night, and Mahara HaKohen testified, we all refrain from the study. Nevertheless, Kav Hayamim Sofer 494 verse 9 ruled that those who have the custom of studying Mishnah during the Yom Tov meal at the table by continuing this practice, since there is a basis to rely on this for this. Maram Rishon Letzion commented that this is surprising ruling.
No, that's good. Okay. So there is should be no focus on Mishnah. There is much more topics, books to study this night. This custom, women do not have the custom of remaining awake through the night of Shavuot. This custom was established for men only. Okay, which means, what does that mean? They shouldn't come? So I'm saying this generation, it's even better if they come, because the generation of today, women are more educated. Many years ago, 70 years ago, 50 years ago, they didn't know how to read and write. You'd be surprised. Today they read and write. Actually, many of them bring their husband to the Bet Knesset. Without them, the husband wouldn't come. So it's great that they can participate. And the Rabbi should be smart enough to share topics that related to both men and women, and something that I find interesting for both of them. If you be, I don't, this is me, but I don't recommend if you have a co-ed group to speak about the mitzvah of tzitzit or tefillin. I mean, it's nothing, I mean, they don't have an obligation for tefillin and tzitzit. Focus on so many other things you can teach that night, either Megillat Ruth itself, or Midrashim, or Talmud, or halachot of Yom Tov, or mitzvot that connected to both. There's so much to talk about, to share, and I personally recommend the women to come. It's not mandatory for them, the mitzvah to them, but yet they can show up with sneut, and in order to study Torah. And you know what? You go to shul and synagogues outside of Israel and in Israel. You see women there till the morning. Some of them even staying even after tefillah. They take a Sefer Torah out all night. The Baruch Hashem, the Bate Knesset, the shuls are full, and this is really the Messianic days.
Does the woman have the right to teach?
The real Baruch Hashem.
Yes, the right to teach women. Have the right to teach women. Okay, women can.
Subject?
What do you mean subjects?
I'm talking about the religious.
Whatever is anything that is related to whatever is in the Torah, whatever there's
They
mainly.
can study and they can teach.
Of course, there's what they do today. There's many women teachers that is teaching Torah. Girls, I'm teaching girls. A woman should not teach men. It's not appropriate when a woman, when she could be a great scholar. All right? But it's not appropriate that she speak before men. It's not, it's new. Okay. If any member, what time is it? Okay, 2 more minutes. If any member of the congregation is a Torah scholar, it is commendable that he explain the meanings of the passages of the Talmud, Midrash, and the 613 mitzvot to the congregation, spicing his lesson with stories and interesting comments that sparks people interest and will prevent them from falling asleep. He will then receive credit for the merits of the entire congregation.
Wow.
In case, and that's what happened every time when they serve you food, not food, drinks. You don't have to say bracha over every cup. You say bracha one time over coffee or tea, and then shakol, everything you say shakol, it's covered. Have in mind to cover for everything you say shakol. If you have to leave the synagogue and you come back, then you have to say bracha again, unless you had mezonot. So mezonot you don't have to, or hamotzi, you did hamotzi, so you don't have to say hamotzi again. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Do you have any questions in regards to, we're going to continue more B'ezrat Hashem next class next week. Ken?
Rabbeinu, I know you said that if you did the mezonot or amotzi, you don't have to, but would you still have to do netilat yadayim?
If you do hamotzi, of course, do it at the time.
No, like
To wash, we wash again?
wash again.
You don't have to. Some poskim says you can wash without beracha. Thank you on behalf of Ohev Israel Foundation. I want to thank everybody for all the support you give, all the help. B'zchut, for the merit of your support, we can continue teaching Torah, and whoever supports Ohev Israel, you have share in the Torah learning and the tzedakah that we do. God bless you all. Thank you.
Oh yeah.